Good morning. It's Sunday, 7/19/2026. My name is Jill Naraki, and this is The Power is in the Exhale. Thank you for joining me. I am in my front yard again. I'm sure you'll see Oscar, my dog, run through. I thought about the last episode. I did put some bug spray on, but I am in the middle of the woods, and I don't know if you can see this, but I have a dragonfly clip clipped to my shirt. The deer fly are intense. Um, I have my notes, but I'm going to try to not refer to them as much as I can. So, the whole goal of this is to empower people. Society loves you to be dependent on them. It's an economic driven society. I'm sorry, I'm smiling because there's a little bug just hovering right by me. I'm very distractible. They want you to not feel good about yourself so that you have to buy something, buy a new pair of pants, get an injection, get a new hairdo, wear a nicer pair of jeans, buy another supplement, do a self help course. But we really have the power inside of us to create the world we want. We just have to sit quietly with ourselves. And this show is an invitation to yourself to spend the time, make a commitment to you because you're worth it. Many people will commit a lifetime to a marriage that is unfulfilling because they made the commitment they don't want to leave, or they don't know how, or they're afraid. We put very little time into ourselves, and that doesn't mean for vanity's sake. So the more time I spend in front of the mirror, the more time I spend grooming myself. My life goal is to have bedhead like a 5-year-old boy. I'm sure I look more like Phyllis Diller, but I don't even care. Yes, I want to look put together for myself, but as you heal your insides and you get to know yourself more, you care less and less about external anything. When you get to know yourself consistently, you are able to sit in the middle of a shit show and just watch it. You know what doesn't deserve your energy. You learn to pause. You learn to breathe. There's Oscar. He's constantly in search of rodents or poop. He loves deer poop. His breath, I told you about it before. It's pretty bad. But he is just Oscar. No apologies. Anyway, back to commitment to yourself. We are the most important things in our world. We are a human being on this earth. We have one purpose. It's to be the best human being we can be. And that doesn't mean putting our energy into other things. It is putting energy into ourselves so that we cultivate a strong sense of self. And then when we go out into the world, we put out an energy that is healthy and whole. Last time I mentioned about fear and love, those are basic two emotions that everything else kind of seems to stem from what I know. We have been taught fear and we do it well. Every limiting belief is fear. Every possibility or curiosity is out of love. So there's a couple questions that I thought were great. What limiting thoughts about yourself have become truths? I talked about this before, that we have limited thoughts. They become beliefs. We create behaviors from those beliefs. We make decisions from those beliefs, and then they become our truth. And then it gets cemented in, and we think, oh, this is just the way I am. There isn't a way to change it. And I don't agree. So when we sit still and we sit in the quiet, I like to shut my eyes. I actually like to lay down because my body needs to recharge. I do it in I think it's called an asana position for yoga. I call it the sacrifice position. My hands are up, my legs are relaxed, I'm on my back, and my eyes are closed. I can do it sitting. People do cross-legged. I go cross-legged, I can't get out of it. So that doesn't work for me most times. Whatever works for you, it's just shut the world out as much as you can. Concentrate on your breath. Try not to overthink, because boy, we can do that really well, can't we? And when I say try not to, like you said, I don't like the word try. You just concentrate on your breath, maybe the feeling of your body, what it feels like laying down, sitting down. Wiggle your toes, then relax them. I like to breathe in slowly and then breathe out. And by thinking about that, my brain can't think about much else. And things will come up, and you can sit with questions. So, what limiting thoughts about yourself have become truths for you? You don't need to answer that to anybody else but yourself. Another one are, what thoughts are weighing me down, and what beliefs are keeping me small? I just thought about that. So sit with them, not in judgment. Judgment doesn't heal, doesn't help. Don't start thinking about somebody else's small thoughts. Just go right back to yourself. I notice that I'll be questioning myself, and then I think about someone else's quote unquote limitations, and I'm like, rein it in, bring it back right here. This is it. I only get to work on me. I can't control anything else but what comes out of my mouth and what actions I perform. I can't control the thoughts, but I can choose which ones I create beliefs and truths. So sitting with ourselves helps us to be the best humans we can be on this earth. And some people say, oh, well, what do you have to benefit by helping others? The more healed people are, the better the world is. We leave a wake of good energy and positivity. And it's not fake positivity. Oh, just smile. It just means you're rooted in who you are. We have joy, we have sadness, we have anger. We have all those emotions. There's no shame in any of it. Now, how we express it to other people when we hurt people on purpose, we need to take accountability. We apologize when necessary, and we don't repeat those patterns. But the more you heal yourself, the more that's not even really an issue, but it's a constant commitment to yourself. We're worth it. It's a practice. You can't just do it a one and done and you're healed and good to go. It's an all day long checking in with yourself. My challenge at first, like I said, was from Iyanla Van Zant. She was on an Oprah show, and then she has her own stuff, but she's amazing. She's very dynamic, much more dynamic than I am. And I'm not trying to be Iyanla. I'm just trying to be the best me. But she said 7 minutes a day, 7 minutes 3 times a day for 21 days. That was her challenge. And you do that as many times as you can to reach 21 days. And it's just a lifetime practice. So she was just inviting that. But it sounded awful at first. And within a few days, I was astounded at the difference it made in my life. So I wanted to share that. I journal, and I journal for me and my healing, and I call out my truths. I call out my bullshit, is what I call it as well. So let me give you a couple examples of my untruths that I've been carrying because somebody else, out of fear, put them on me. or I picked them up because they laid them down. A girlfriend of mine, Marie, who is someone who always speaks her truth unapologetically. And I love that about her. And one time, probably 3, 4 years ago, I was talking to her about something, and she just looked at me and she said, "None of the things you say about yourself are true," because they were all bad. Like, I'm unorganized, I'm un successful, I'm unmotivated, I don't get things done. I don't remember what the conversation was, but I was taken aback. It made me gasp. I just was like, oh. And when I really thought about it, I'm like, she's right. What was that serving me? And at some point it served me. I got to fit in with people that I was supposed to fit in with. Gave me a sense of identity. It helped me stay safe. Oh, well, I'm going to stay small because it is safe for me. It doesn't help you grow though. You got to get rid of those things. So that was a great catalyst for me. Another one is being on Facebook. My cousin Mary Beth, I started posting food pictures that I cooked, and she's like, "I thought you couldn't cook." And I was like, "I thought I couldn't either." But somebody said I couldn't cook, and maybe I cooked a bad dish. Who doesn't? It doesn't mean I can't cook. And then, you know what? I'm a pretty darn good cook. And you know what? Everything I cook is not great. Who cares? I love it. I absolutely love to cook. I feel very free in the kitchen. But it took a long time. And I had to shed a lot of other people's beliefs that I picked up and carried unnecessarily. So that awareness is priceless. When you let go of things that don't serve you, you allow things that do serve you to come in. It's kind of like a overstuffed junk drawer. I love the junk drawer analogy because who doesn't have one? Well, I don't know. I have one, and mine's horrible. I probably have more than one. But if you don't get rid of some stuff, you can't put something new in there. So, same thing with our bodies. We hold these beliefs as our truths, and they are not. Or at one point they were, they served us. We can say, you know what? Thank you so much for the protection you offered me, for the guidance, the whatever, the safety, the feeling of fitting in, the identity, but it no longer serves me. I appreciate your service, and I am going to choose a different way. It's powerful. You got to get rid of the junk to bring the good stuff in. And we are worth it. We are worth it. Okay, so our greatest gifts are exposed when we shed untruths, other people's ideas that just are not true for us. How does it sit with your body when you say something that you have been saying to yourself over and over, but you're aware of it? How does it sit? When you sit there and you go, wow, I think at one point it was true, it worked, I embraced it, I just don't believe that anymore. And your why did it work for you? It served a purpose, and then let it go. And then it's just a constant practice. So the questions were, what thoughts are weighing me down? What beliefs are keeping me small? And what limiting thoughts about yourself have become truths? Just suggestions. I don't care what questions you ask. There's no right or wrong. It's just be curious. For me, those were powerful. You don't want to sit in judgment, just sit in curiosity. Journaling helps me, but it might not help you. Another untrue statement that I just found myself do this morning, because somebody had suggested I do a thumbnail for this, and I was like, rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do a YouTube and check it out. And I'm like, I'm just not good with electronics. Okay, that's not true. Not true whatsoever. It's just, I called out my own bullshit and I said, you know what? I'm just not interested in learning more about it right now. I, I'm happy where I'm at in my ignorance of electronics or the level of knowledge that I have right now. That's it. It's not that I'm not good at it. I haven't spent any time with it. So the mind and the body do not know the difference between thoughts or beliefs. It feels discrepancies. If I say to myself, oh, I love myself, or I'm trying to embrace myself, I'm happy with who I am right now, but yet I look at my feet and I go, oh my gosh, look at those toes. Or I look at my stomach, that's where I carry my weight, and I go, oh my gosh, look how awful you are. You're so gross. You are so out of shape. You should be in better shape. But then I try to turn around and tell myself I love myself. The body knows. Just BS. So you have to be careful of those. I started loving my feet. I started loving my belly. Not really there yet, but so we lie to ourselves a little bit as we get through. But we have to be careful. Discrepancies in the body create inflammation. So anything that you have a discrepancy about yourself, about the world, about anything, it it keeps score. That's somebody else's term. It just knows, and it's not good for your body. It creates a bad environment. So try to clean it up. Clean up the discrepancies. At least just admit them, acknowledge them to yourself. It's worth it. And when you shed those discrepancies, you start reacting, or not reacting, you start responding to the world around you from love. Your energy is a non renewable resource and it's very limited. We learn what we want to put our energy into and what doesn't even deserve our energy anymore. That will be another episode. I have a quote from Henry Ford. If you think you can or you think you can't, you are correct. I'll say that again. If you think you can or you think you can't, you are correct. Henry Ford. So your thoughts create your beliefs, which create your actions, which create your decisions, and then become your truths. So you have a lot of power right within you to change those things. Is it easy? No. It's pretty simple, but it's not easy, and it's a constant practice. You're worth it, and you can do it. I don't know. If I can do it, you can do it. Anyway, I am going to sign off on that. So this is Jill Naraki. This is The Power is in the Exhale. What you let go of is what's holding you back. You got to let go of stuff or it holds you back. You're worth it. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.